The most engaging, impactful, informative, and entertaining talk show ever. Get ready to hear the voices of many local, state, and national artists, musicians, comedians, pastors, athletes, and politicians. It's time for South Florida Live with Jeffrey Brown.
All right. This is the second half of the podcast, South Florida Live Podcast. Let's talk about the things that matter. The truth shall set you free. I think I'm solo tonight, y'all. Come on. Freedom. All right, y'all, come on. Join me on tonight on this South Florida Live Podcast on tonight. Facebook, YouTubers, thank you guys for joining me. Come on in. Good evening. We won't be before you long, but there's some stuff I want to discuss about the debate on last night. Tell the tweet I'm new. I'm telling these tears go and fall away. Oh, may the last one burn into. All right, come on, Facebook, join me. I break chains up myself. Won't let my freedom run. I'ma keep on running because the winner don't quit on themselves. Come on. All right, come on, guys. Let's go. Facebook, YouTube. Join us on tonight. Thank you for joining us. Thank you. Those that are coming on. Come on, like and share. Facebook, like and share. YouTube, like and share. It's the South Florida Live Podcast. We are talking about the things that matter on tonight. The truth shall set you free. I just want to have a little small conversation. I'm not going to be on here long. I think I'm by myself tonight, but hey, we can do that. I'm telling these tears go and fall away. Oh, may the last one burn into flames. Freedom, I can't move. Freedom. Come on. All right. Hey, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the South Florida Live Podcast. I'm your host, Jeffrey Brown, and as we always say, this is the day that the Lord has made. We will rejoice and be glad in it. Hey, come on in. We're going to have a small conversation on tonight. I want to discuss the debate. Who wants to talk about the debate from last night? Anybody want to join me? It was interesting. It was interesting, real interesting debate on last night. So we want to have a little chat about it if we can. If anybody want to talk about it, let's talk about it. It was very interesting on last night. I saw some good and I saw some bad. So we're going to talk about both the good and the bad tonight, I guess, if we will. I'm not going too long, but there's some stuff that I do want to speak out and talk about myself. Hey, but before we start, listen, I do want to make this announcement that on next Thursday, y'all, next Thursday, you don't want to miss this event. Next Thursday is the Get Out the Vote engagement rally. You don't want to miss this Thursday, October the 10th. Next Thursday, October the 10th. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at New Birth Baptist Church, 2300 Northwest 135th Street in Miami, Florida. You do not want to miss this event. It's going to be, it's going to be impactful, engaging, informative. It's going to be just a wonderful time you guys are going to have. I had one of the organizers on last night. Miss Kim McCray was with me last night, and she shared so much. She didn't share in depth of everything, but she shared in the direction that it's going to be informed. You're going to have a lot of information. They're going to educate. They're going to motivate, and they're going to ask you to participate. That's where we at. That's the drive. That's the push. The push is to educate. The push is to get motivated, and the push is to not once you have you educated, once you're motivated, then they want you to participate. Okay, so that's on next Thursday. Next Thursday, from 6 p.m. to 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. They have music. They're gonna have music. They have food trucks, giveaways, and much, 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 much more. You do not want to miss it. I am so excited about this event, and I challenged everyone last night to find your 18-year-olds, your cousins, your aunts, your nephews, your godsons, your goddaughters. Bring them on next Thursday to this event, to this rally. Trust me, you would thank me later. It's a community rally. It's not a Newburgh rally. It's not a church. It's a community rally. It's for the community. And trust me, from what I gathered last night from Miss McCray, that it's going to be very informative. It's going to be a lot of information that you don't know that you need to know about the ballots, about who's running, and the whole nine. It's going to be informative. So you don't want to miss this. Get out the vote rally community engagement rally on Thursday, October the 10th. That's next Thursday on October the 10th from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. at Newburgh Baptist Church, 2300 Northwest 135th Street in Miami, Florida. So do that, be there, and enjoy the time that they're gonna have. Hey, listen, I don't know how many watched the debate on last night. How many watched the debate on last night? How many watched the debate on last night? Can I get a ring? Can I get a hand? Can I get a hand? How many watched the debate on last night? I like your opinion. Those that are coming on, I really want your opinion on what you felt, how you felt. Did you think Tim Walz did well? Or did you think JD Vance did well? Or what's your thoughts? What's your thoughts about the debate? You can put it in the comment section if you like. How you felt? How did you feel? Tim Walz did, and how did you feel? JD Vance did. Somebody. I was listening to somebody the other day, this morning, matter of fact, and they called him Junior Varsity. JD Vance, they call him Junior Varsity. I thought that was so cool. So hey, how do you feel? What do you guys feel? How y'all think it went on last night? My opinion is, you know what? The one thing that other than Vance lines, the most of the all the night, it wasn't argumentative. It wasn't loud. It wasn't, carrying on that sometimes debates have gotten to be, well, when Trump is debating. But it was very respectful. I guess I can use that word, respectful, in a way. Every now and then Tim Walz respected JD Vance, and JD Vance respected Tim Walz. But they had two different perspectives and two different views on what's going on. And JD Vance was just, whoa. I see why now him and Donald Trump get along very well, because both of them know how to lie with a straight face. And a lot of the things he was saying on last night was just so ridiculous, just so off. He didn't answer everything. He didn't answer any questions. He just danced around. Now to be fair, Tim Walz, he danced a little bit on last night also. But I think he got caught up when they asked him about when he was over in China, about the time, whatever. But other than that, man, he was smooth, and you can tell debating is his first, and public speaking. He's getting used to it. It's not standing in front of a classroom or in front of a football team. And it's a totally different vibe when you're talking about standing in front of millions of viewers and you're debating and you can't have notes, no notes. You just off the cuff. You got to have it in your head. You got to be well prepared. Now, for me, I think he did a well job for him. First time ever in that situation of public speaking. Public speaking. I don't know about you. Public speaking is very difficult. Listen, I know I can. I struggle with me speaking right now. So doing something like that live, I know I'll be true. But yeah, I just want good evening, Miss Lady Elaine. Yeah, I think he did well. I think it was very good debate. Like I said, it wasn't argumentative. Everybody respect each other. He did get fact checked one time, and he let them know, oh, we weren't doing the checking stuff. But dude, you had to get checked because you were saying some stuff that was ridiculous. Hey, listen, but there's some stuff that I want to build because people are still saying they're on the fence. They don't know enough about Vice President Harris. They don't not sure. And how can you not be sure? I'm not trying to tell anybody who to vote for and how to vote, whatever. But come on, y'all. So let's start here. Let's start here. You know, the hurricane just came through and devastated some major areas. I have family in Georgia. They still are without lights and without water. So we're praying for them. I have some friends that's in North Carolina in that area that's been affected. I mean, areas flooded, no lights, no power. We're praying for those that even in Tampa, in Cedar Key, Tallahassee, those areas that was there, Perry, Florida. We're praying for those folks and those that had lost lives, the family that have lost loved ones in this storm. We are praying for them, but I want to play something that this dude was talking about the storm and just no clue of what I'm gonna play some stuff about Trump. I'm gonna just play some things about Trump and and how he just I'm gonna just play it. I'm gonna just play it, and y'all figure it out. Y'all figure it out. Y'all figure it out. This is him talking about the storm.
And realize how bad it is because nothing has ever been bad. I just watched Trump in real time on TV lie, which he's really good at, but he's lying about the storms. I have family members and friends that have been affected in different states. And the news media allowed it to happen, and they played it. He said that Biden wasn't doing anything. And Biden's doing exactly what the president's supposed to do by initiating things before the storm even arrived, and also to not go to the areas right away and interfere with the emergency responses that are happening. So the former president lied, saying that there were all these things that he was going to do, and he can't. He's not the president. He also acted like the president. People treated him like he was the president, and there's nothing he can do. He talked about getting Starlink set up, and I do know for a fact that satellites have already been opened up. People can already access Starlink. That's how I'm able to get in touch with my sister as much as I am able to via text.
Wow.
I just find it unconscionable what the news media allows him to say, the lies he spews. The other thing that was really interesting was the fact that he has no idea what the damage is like, because he kept turning to other people and saying, it's bad, isn't it? He has zero empathy. He cannot take a look at a situation and realize how bad it is, because nothing has ever been bad for him until now when he's getting caught for all the crimes that he's doing.
Wow. I wanted to play that small clip because just to let y'all in on how he's such a he lies with a straight. He has no idea. He comes in and he wants to be the dude, and and you know what, y'all? I ran across something that it was it's an interview in 1990, and it's so amazing how we're in 2024. This interview was done in 1990 that I'm about to play, and it's the same. The dude, I mean, it's like it's happening what he was in 90. He's still today, but what 2.0, just in an upgraded situation of lying. He doesn't know anything. I guess he got it from his dad that he's a liar. Sometimes when you build that kind of character and that personality, sometimes you have to get it. You had to get it from somewhere, or you've been around it. I don't understand it, but I ran across this. Barbara Walters, the great Barbara Walters, interviewed him in 1990. In 1990, she interviewed him, and he was in a mess then. Bankruptcy then in 1990. And even then, he was throwing out lies. Y'all listen to this.
Difficulties with your 12-year-old. Well, the new book is entitled Surviving at the Top. There are many people who would say failing at the top.
I hope the general public understands how inherently dishonest the press in this country is.
As a member of the press, let me try to clear up some of the things which you say are untrue. You write in your book, my bankers and I worked out a terrific deal that allows me to come out stronger than ever. I see the deal as a great victory, and eventually the rest of the world will too. Being on the verge of bankruptcy, being bailed out by the bank.
Well, you don't have to
say skating on thin ice and almost drowning. That's a businessman to be admired.
You say on the verge of bankruptcy, Barbara, and you talk on the verge, and you listen to what people are saying.
I talk to your bankers.
Well, that's fine. And what do they say? I mean, depending on which banker you're talking to, what do they say? I'm the only one people write about. I mean, they don't write about other people.
You have a little more debt than most people. You're something like $3 billion
I also have a little more assets than most people.
Okay. You have debts to pay back.
Right.
You have huge loans to pay back. You say the country is in a depression. What makes you think that you can pay back those loans? And further, what your bankers have told us is that the only way you even have a chance is by selling that property out there totally, the plaza.
Well, I don't know what the bankers have said. The plaza is a very valuable property. Everybody told me, oh, you paid too much, you paid too much. Now they're all saying what a great deal he made on the plaza.
Not. You yourself said that you saw your children maybe once a week. You're having a lot of difficulties with your 12-year-old son, Donna. You haven't talked to him since May. Do you believe in fidelity in marriage?
Yes, absolutely, I do.
In the current issue of Vanity Fair, the author Marie Brenner says that you read from Hitler's collected speeches, My New Order. That these are speeches that you seem to admire. What's your reaction? Do you have this book?
A friend of mine sent me a book. A man who I think is Jewish, although I don't know.
Wow. Now, those that are viewing, those that are watching, did that sound like him today? That the same thing. He just do not want to admit to anything. Here he is, and she got him because he like, what bankers? What bankers? How many? She said 7. She had talked to all 7 of his banks, and they all said he was in trouble. He had to sell stuff. But this is the guy that everybody thinks he's great for the economy, and he can't even do well with his own stuff. Most of the stuff that he owned is not even his. Most of everything that he owned, the towers that the towers, and even when they're not even his. They carry his name, but they're not his. He gets money off of them, but they're not his. And then he says, I mean, the only thing he probably said, she asked him, do you believe in fidelity in a marriage? And he said, yes. But this is the same. This is 1990, y'all. This is 1990. We're in 2024. That was 1990. And it was much more when he was caught up with he was in the midst of having divorce with Ivanka and with the porn stars and all that stuff. This was 1990. So I asked y'all a question. What have changed? What's changed about this guy? He's just more vocal and he has more people supporting foolishness. I don't know. I don't know. I got one more. Josh Shapiro, I kind of like this guy. He said something and he was talking about Trump and he kind of, kind of cleared it up and just in his own little fashion way. I like what he said. Let's listen to this.
As you and I spoke about it.
It's just a messy environment for debate where the Democratic candidate will be targeted. You are part of the problem, and you know how that goes. So how do you respond to that?
Yeah. Well, look, I would say there are serious challenges in the world, from overseas, as you and I spoke about at the beginning of this interview, to the port, which you just mentioned. And these are serious times. And I think it calls for serious people to conduct serious work every single day. I know you won't find this to be a shock. I don't think Donald Trump is a serious person. I don't think that he has serious ideas to deal with these serious challenges that we face. And so I think you'll probably see tonight in this vice presidential debate a clear contrast between the vision of Kamala Harris and Donald Trump. And I would hope that it would also be a reminder to people of the chaos that Donald Trump brought when he had the keys to the White House 4 years ago. I don't think we want to go back to that. Just the fact that there are challenges in the world doesn't mean that Donald Trump has the solutions. I think many of these challenges are as a result of Donald Trump's policies and things he set in motion, and we need serious people right now to address that.
I don't know. I think the alert here, Governor, is that you're not supporting Donald Trump, but thank you for clarifying that. But
who? I mean, come on. Who should vote for this guy? I'm just. This is my opinion. Like I say, I can't tell people who to vote for. I really can't. I can't tell people who to vote for, but who can? And it's so heartbreaking and so tripping that we have some of the brothers that want to vote for this guy and support this guy, and they fail to realize he's setting us up for danger. He's going to endanger our lives, because if he gets in the White House, he's going to give immunity to the police. Y'all, we already praying and hoping that our black young men can go out the house and come back home safely without police harassing them or killing them or taking them out. And then you're going to give them immunity. So that means I can stop you and I can assume you got a gun and I can blow you away. I can shoot you. I can kill you. But even if you charge me, I got somebody in office that's going to give me immunity. Y'all, that I don't know about y'all, but that's scary for me. I have a 30-year-old that lives in Atlanta. Okay? And that's scary for me. That's a word for me. That's a word for even for my daughter. That if police officers like those ones in Miami Garden that stopped Tyreek Hill and did the things to Tyreek Hill, personally target him. They personally target him. If they would have killed Tyreek while Trump was while he was a president, And if they would have killed Tyreek and they'd have found him guilty, guess what? He would have gave him immunity. All immunity for police. Girl, I don't know about y'all, but that's scary. That scares me. That worries me. It may not worry y'all, but it worries me. Because for you to give police immunity to whatever, that tells them they can do whatever. I can kill as much of y'all black folks if I want to. Ain't nothing gonna happen to me. That's my opinion. That's what I'm sticking to it, and that's what I think. So, so last night, and can we clear this up? I keep most of the time last night, he kept saying under Kamala Harris administration. He's talking about things that's happening now. Yeah, under her administration now, this happened. She's not the president. She can't do presidential things. I don't understand it. And sometimes we'll allow people to just say some things and don't correct them. And that stuff need to be correct. Sometimes you got to say, whoa, wait a minute. Now post that on Facebook. No, homeboy, listen, she's vice president. She doesn't have rights to do anything. She only can do what the president assigns her to do. It's not her administration. It will be soon, but right now it's not her. So don't, because people walk away hearing that, yeah, all this stuff that's happening now is under Kamala Harris administration. And knowing full well that she has no rights. She can't prove anything. It has to come through the president, the Senate, the Congress. All that's what it. But last night he kept saying that. He kept plugging that. He kept plugging that. He kept plugging that. And I guarantee it landed on some people that just walked away from that debate last night saying, yeah, see, all this stuff that's going on, it's happening under her administration. And President Biden is still the president, y'all. That's just me. So I'm gonna play this because vice president, the things that vice presidents can and cannot do. Let me see if this the one I want. No, this one I want. And this young man last night, he really short and he made his decision. He was undecided, but after last night, he said he's voting for Vice President Harris. Let's see.
Marcus, about this. We were talking, Marcus, about this constant criticism about the vice president not being able, about the vice president being in office for these last. He's already upset about it. The vice president being in office for all these years and not being able to make the change was the allegation from J.D. Vance. You said to me, "I've been to high school civics class." Why did you say that?
Because if anybody took high school civics class, they'd know what the vice president can do and what the vice president can do. I want to make a quick point. Neither candidate on that stage talked about what executive action they're going to take on day one to do what they want, nor were they asked because they know that they can't. That's not how the vice presidency works. You don't get to do what you want. You do what the president delegates you to do.
Well said, young man. Well said. Well said, young man. Well said. And they can only do what they're delegated to do. But all night, most of the night, J.D. Vance, with his lying self, kept addressing her, saying that under her administration, she's not the president. So this stuff that's going on is still, she can't correct any of that. She can't speak out. And most of the time they try and get her to go contrary of President Biden. She's not going to do it. So she's laid out her plan when she becomes president. She's laid out her plan. And some of it is contrary of what President Biden is doing, but she's laying out her plan. But if she was president, it probably would get done. But she can only do what the president allow her to do. As well said. And we had another one. I think Roland Martin had a sit down.
Once he got his rhythm, honestly, first of all, JD Vance did not answer one question. Not one question. He is a slick oil salesman, and Tim Walz is not. Tim Walz is honest. He's earnest, and he was up against a very slippery character, and that's what I saw. It wasn't about, oh, JD Vance did better on the foreign policy questions or he's winning. That is not what I saw. I saw someone who did not answer one question, who made everything about the vice president. Can I clarify? Who is not the president? Listen, if you want to manifest vice president to be POTUS, let's go. If you want to manifest her being a president, she is not the president. And that man kept saying over and over and over, Harris policies, Harris. She is not the president. Exactly. It was insane, but it lands on certain people. It lands. They knew what they were doing in terms of talking to certain demographics, right? Because you can walk away saying, well, Harris didn't do this, Harris didn't do that. Well, no, she didn't, because she's not the president yet. So I saw someone who lied the entire time, and I saw Tim Walz, who took a minute to try and catch up to this man who he's not used to wheeling and dealing with. And once he got his rhythm, once he understood, what was going on, I think he wound up doing a great job, and I think he did a great close. But JD Vance is not normal. That man is extreme to the extremist end. I cannot punctuate that even further. And tonight, like what Lauren said about trying to normalize him, what the way that they did that was by him not answering a question, by him giving these broad statements as if Donald Trump and JD Vance are normal Americans who just want to work for the American people. Lies.
Eugene. So look, I think
just lies. That's all they're centered their thing around is lies, just lies and lies. Hey, I don't know about y'all. Listen. Here's JD Vance with more lies. I'm gonna play this, and then I want y'all to tell me.
The entire night. He lied the entire night. He lied about American energy production, which is up. He said it's down. He lied about healthcare. He said Donald Trump saved Obamacare. You have to be literally
I was on Capitol Hill.
I
want to talk
about that when you're done. He lied about the insurrections. He said we had a peaceful transfer of power. He lied. He said he never supported a national abortion ban. Donald Trump is the gaslighter in chief, and this is his loyal lieutenant who came out here to try to polish up the crazy. And I think Americans need to be very, very careful. This is a very, very deceptive guy. He lied.
Very, very deceptive. Very deceptive guy. Hey, listen, it just lie. Hey, listen, all night long. And the thing was, that's why they put in the clause about the fact checking, because they could not do the fact checking because they'd have been fact checking him all night long, because everything he spoke about was a lie. I love this. I love this. I don't know about y'all. I love this. Walz was like on some of his areas, some of his things, he was like spot on. He was like spot on some of his answers. Now he had his little moment when they asked him about how long, what the time he was over in China and when he was in service, whatever, that got him a little bit, but he was able to bounce back. And I love it that Walz, hey y'all, did y'all see Walz take us to church? Walz took us to church, y'all. He took us to church. I just got to play this. He took us to church. I love it.
But Matthew 25, don't talk about my faith a lot.
But Matthew 25:40 talks about
Preach, boy.
to the least amongst us, you do unto me. I think that's true of most Americans. They simply want order to it. This bill does it. It's funded. It's supported by the people who do it. And it lets us keep our dignity about how we treat other people.
Thank you, God.
I think when like I say, he had his moments, his down moments, but he had more, to me, he had more up moments than down moments. All politicians, y'all, gonna dance. They're gonna dance around certain stuff. That's just a politician way. So some people, well, he danced around. Most politicians, they're not gonna answer directly. They're gonna answer indirectly. They're gonna dance around it. Okay, so that's where I am. But I like this part where he answered this though.
Asked and Donald Trump made the question got asked, and Donald Trump made the accusation that wasn't true about Minnesota. Well, let me tell you about this idea that there's diverse states. There's a young woman named Amber Thurman. She happened to be in Georgia, a restrictive state. Because of that, she had to travel a long distance to North Carolina to try and get her care. Amber Thurman died in that journey back and forth. The fact of the matter is, how can we as a nation say that your life and your rights, as basic as the right to control your own body, is determined on geography? There's a very real chance, had Amber Thurman lived in Minnesota, she would be alive today.
Now, there was someone posting saying that they had a problem with him always mentioning about him in Minnesota. And the things he did, he had to make sure y'all knew the job he was doing, what he was doing in Minnesota, and how Minnesota is a great state because of his leadership. He was showing us that he has leadership skills, leadership qualities of some of the things. And Minnesota is ranked #1 in some of the areas. So that's what he was trying to show us. So, hey, y'all, this after last night's debate, this came out right here. The debate favorability right now is had Walz at 59% favorable. Vance 41% favorable. Listen, this is the part that I like. Y'all see this? The unfavorable 22%. For Walz, unfavorable 44%. 44% saying he's unfavorable. Over 22%. That says a lot. I was really that says a lot about last night. But yeah, but he just, I mean, I don't know. Someone posted that today, and I'm like, really? That's what he was supposed to do. He got to introduce himself. He got to tell America who he was as a governor in Minnesota, and he has to let people know what he did as a governor. So I think he was spot on what he was doing and some of the things he was speaking about. I was okay with him. I don't know about anybody else, how you felt about it, but I think he did a great job for somebody that's just getting into this thing. Like public speaking, like I said earlier, public speaking is not easy. It is not easy. I mean, especially when you're standing in front of millions of viewers and with no notes, and you got to hit this thing off the top. And I commend him. But I do say one thing I did. I'll admit this, that it wasn't a fussing match. It wasn't a going back and forth. It seemed like both candidates really respected one another while they were on the stage, because they did, respect. And it wasn't that shouting match thing. And I appreciate that. And it was good. I mean, he got fact check one, and he let them know, no, we can't do that. Y'all not supposed to fact check. Because if they were able to, I believe they have been fact checking him all night long. Okay. So listen, y'all. I don't know. I'm just, this is what I had to share. This is the part that got me. I shared with how what I thought was going on last night, how I felt last night went, and some of the things that we need to be aware of. But it blew me away when I ran across that interview, Barbara Walters interviewing Trump, and it just sound that was in 1990, y'all, and it sounds like him today. The same things were going on with him in 90 is going on with him in 2024. But this is the guy that that folks want to lead this country. And I keep telling y'all, us folks, us black folks, listen, and I said I wasn't gonna waste my time with those 1% brothers. I wasn't gonna do it, but it's sad. It's sad that you got a problem with a woman. That's my opinion. That's me talking. I ain't scared of nobody but Jesus. That's me talking. You got a problem with a woman. That's basically what it is. You have a problem with a woman. And you can't handle that. A woman over you or running the country or, in charge, whatever. Wow. So you'd rather sell your soul to this guy for whatever reasons that going to put our life in danger if he gets in office. Because I said it a few minutes ago. He's speaking immunity for police officers. Not some, all police officers. And I know he's saying that to get their vote, to get them on his side. I know he's saying that and doing that. That's that con thing where he does. That he does to get people on his side, and then he won't do nothing. Nothing at all. When he got in office, his campaign when he was in 2016, what did he say? He's gonna make Mexico. He was gonna make Mexico pay for the border, right? Pay for the border. He only built 2% of the border, and guess what? Mexico didn't pay for it. They didn't pay for the 2%. We did. He had to find funding for that. So here we go. He make promises that he does not keep. The 4 years he was in office, he made promises that he did not keep. 9 years later, he still don't have a policy plan for the affordable health care. He has a concept. What is the concept? Vance couldn't even share it last night. They went back to what they maintained, why they were why he was there, not changing it, but making sure. No, you did not. It was a mess. You did not. You changed nothing from the Obamacare because you couldn't, because you had nothing to change it to. But that's why I can't understand people not. And here's someone that leads. She's laying down policies. She's laying down her plan. She's speaking policies. What more you need to know about her? What more? I can't stand it when clear people say, oh, well, I need to know more about her. What more you need to know about her? I always said, I will say it again. We have one individual that has presidential standards, and then we have one individual that have just chaos and destruction. That's what he's running on. He's running off of chaos and destruction. And it's not going to benefit us as Black America. And we never acted for a handout, but we're saying just give us our just due. Let us live in this free country free. So anyway, I'm done. because I'll go on a rant and a rave and I'll get myself in trouble. So once again, we need to stay engaged. We need to pay attention. We need to know what's going on in this political field. We need to read up. We need to research. We need to Google. We need to find out, not just listen to talking points. We need to find out for ourselves what's going on. We need to research. We need to read what's going on, what's happening. Read the laws. Read what's going on. There's a lot of stuff that's going to be talked about on next Thursday. At the Get Out the Vote rally that a lot of you probably don't even know. She was sharing yesterday that some lady, they don't know that early voting, you can check to see which precinct is not a long wait. The line is not long. But a lot of people don't know that. All right. So let's be engaging, find out what's going on. Like I said, I'm really challenging people. I'm really challenging everybody to come to this event. This event on next Thursday. It's going to help you because there's some things we have to prepare for. And that's the other thing. Can I say this? Let's start preparing now. Let's not wait for the election day plan. Don't wait to make your plans on election day. Start making your plans now. I said it last night. There's a lot of people that's doing absentee voting. Okay, by mail, voting by mail. And there's a lot of people that's going to do early voting. And then there's some people that love to be in the lines, that love to vote on that day. That's what they like to do. So I'm just saying, those that like to do that, make sure you have a plan in place to be prepared to face some obstacles that's going to come your way. Just in case the line may be long. Because I know we got some last minute folks and want to come. You're gonna wait till late to go, and the line's gonna be long, and you have to wait in the line. Be prepared. Bring your little snack pack. Bring something to drink. Have some water. Bring some water, enough water for your neighbor in the line. Have enough for them. Share with them. Bring your little cooler and have some water in there just in case your neighbor in line may get a little thirsty. And you can give them a bottle of water because you know they're not going to let anybody come and give you none. So you got to bring your own. Bring your chair. Be prepared, people. Be prepared. And make sure you check your voting status. She said it, Ms. McCray said it last night. She took someone to vote in the primary and walked in there, and that was not their precinct. Know your precinct. Know where you're supposed to vote. Know your precinct station, where you're supposed to vote. Know that. Everybody, sometimes you just assume because you've been going there all the time, that's where you're supposed to go. And sometimes there's been a change. And you have to know the change. You can pull that up and find out. It's on your, if you got your voter's registration card, it should be on there. So, let's prepare. Let's be ready. Let's be engaging. Let's find out what's going on. Make sure you know your voting precinct, where you're supposed to vote. Make sure your voting status is up to par. Make sure if you haven't sent off for your mail-in ballot, if you got it, the application to send off, please send it off. Be prepared. Be ready. Share information with others. If you find out something, please, y'all, if you find out something new, if you find out something that's changed, if you find out some information, share it with someone else. Share it with your family members. Share it with a friend. Share it with your coworker who may not know. We need to make sure that we're on point and we are engaging and we're ready to vote. We have to vote. We have to vote. I don't want to hear nobody saying, "Oh, my vote don't matter." Can I say this and I'm done? Listen, y'all. If I vote, I'm so tired of hearing it. My vote don't matter. If your vote did not matter, do you think if I vote, if the black vote did not matter, was not of effect to them, did not threaten them, do you think they will be going through and doing the things they're trying to do to suppress the vote? Do you think your governor will be putting in place the things to try and make you frustrated and want to give up and don't want to go through it? Hey, listen, one thing about Black America, Black folks, we are fighters. We don't give up. We've always fought. We're going to continue to fight. We're going to fight through it. We don't give up. We don't give in. So we can't allow these little tactics to scare us, to disturb us, to turn us around and cause us not to go out and vote. Please, your vote does matter, because if it didn't, trust me, they would not be going through all this. You would not have folks in the different states now setting up where they're going to hand count all the ballots. That's a scary process. We just got to make sure we got the right folks in the right place. And if you one of those that's there, don't be threatened by them. Don't be intimidated by them. Stand up for right. Do what's right. If you know they're doing wrong, don't get quiet. Let them know, hey, that's not right. We can't do it like that. I don't care if you're the majority. If it's just you, you got to let them know. We got to fight. And as they say, when we fight, we win. So let's fight, y'all. Let's keep the fight going. Hey, y'all, I love y'all. I love y'all. I appreciate those that's been viewing, that's been watching. Thank you so much. I hope I said something that enlightened you. I hope I said something that was informative to you, some information I share with you tonight. Let's stay engaged. Let's stay woke. Let's pay attention to what's going on, and let's vote. Hey, y'all, I love y'all. Nothing you can do about it. Thank you for joining me. Hey, if you want to be support this podcast, you can. The information is scrolling down at the bottom of the screen. Our Cash App is $ Power of Glory 777, $ Power of Glory 777. Our Zelle is Jeffrey Brown 2094 at gmail.com. Jeffrey Brown, Jeffrey Brown at 2094 at gmail.com. God bless you. God keep you is my prayer. As I always say, y'all, I'll pray for you. Hey, y'all, I'm serious about it. I need you to pray for me. Keep me in your prayers. I need you praying for me. Keep me in your prayers. And we're going to watch God change things. God bless you.
Email your idea for show topics to the South Florida Live Show at gmail.com. Thank you for tuning in to South Florida Live with your host, Jeffrey Brown.